Hi, hello, welcome to this new video. In case you were unable to tell by the title or the thumbnail, today we are looking at my physical TBR. That's right, I am taking all of the books that I own and have not read yet out of my shelves, which, by the way, there are a lot, and we're looking at them together. I'm going to show you each and every single book, and again, there's a lot of them, because for the past few months, years, I have dedicated my time and money to buying every single book that I see and that has a pretty cover. So now I have a lot of books, especially a lot of special editions that I've never picked up just because they look pretty. And my mission is to change that, but honestly, you never know. So if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you don't already, and we are getting into this madness. Honestly, my TBR cart is supposedly the only place where it's okay to have books that I haven't read yet. So I guess that's like one of the good places, but there's just a whole bunch of them. Like, I have so many. I wasn't aware that it was this much of a problem until I realized how much of a problem it was. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. By the way, if I sound a little scuffy, I have a cold. But just now, like, editing me has a cold. Like, filming me does not have a cold yet. Does that make sense? Time is weird, you guys. Also, that's not all of them. Like, it gets worse. Oops. Hi! Let's go. We have too many books to go through, so I'll just start because these are literally 200s of books that we have to just like work through, and I hope this inspires you to have less books on your TBR because it's a mess. And my bookshelf is literally empty. There's nothing in there. Like, what have I even read? I'm just starting somewhere, I'm just naming the books, and then sometimes I talk about them, but honestly, I don't have time for that right now. So, we have Mother Hens. I think this is like a thriller, I'm not sure. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. No idea what this is. The List. A Scatter of Light and Last Night at the Telegraph Club. I think these are queer romances, and for some reason I have them on a fiction shelf. Moving on to Dark Academia. These are gonna be like, there is no order, there is no system here. I just grabbed whatever I could. Belladonna. I really want to read this, but I don't know how and when. If We Were Villains, but the one without the dead bird on the cover. Terms and Conditions. I haven't read this one, and I also have not read The Final Offer. Loath to Love You. I've read every single other Allie Hazelwood book except for this one. These are the short stories. Are they any good? The Throne of the Fallen. I want to read this, I just don't know how, when. I have so many. Son of Blood and Ruin. This just got here. It's like one of the pretty FairyLoot ones. A Deal with the Elf King. The Midnight Lie. I'm not even sure if this is the first book, but I have it and it's pretty. We have the Sunbearer Trials. I loved Cemetery Boys, so I was like, you know what? Let's just get this, and it's been sitting on my shelf ever since. Ooh. This is my current read. This is My Roommate is a Vampire. So good so far, so excited. I'm gonna put this on that side because it's my current read. Ooh, these are all wobbly. We have the third Lore Olympus. Not sure why I haven't read this one because they're very fast to read, but I haven't. The Skin of the Sea. This is supposed to be good. I'm just not sure like where to classify this. Ooh. The Last Word by Taylor Adams. It's thriller, that's all I know. The Hathorn Legacy and The Final Gambit. I've not read either, and I'm ashamed of myself. The Night in Question. Probably a really good book. Also have not read this. She's Too Hot to Burn. Incredible cover. No idea what it's about. The London Seance Society. It's still in the plastic wrap. Ace of Spades. Oh gosh. The Atlas Paradox in its glory. I'm kind of ashamed of that one as well. I'm ashamed of a lot of these, actually. And then we have One for My Enemy and Masters of Death. Supposed to be good, both of them. All of these are supposed to be good, which is why I have them. Oh, Christmas. Nice. We have So This Is Christmas and The Christmas Wish. These are like Christmassy, so I'm gonna read them for Christmas. That's my goal. I was listening to Christmas songs yesterday in the kitchen, so maybe it's time for Christmas. I don't know. It's not even Halloween. All This Time by Rachel Lippincott. I've loved all the other ones and just never got around to this one. I just wasn't in the mood. Skipped to the end. I just picked it up and I never grabbed it again. Happy Place by Emily Henry. There's another Emily Henry book somewhere in this mess. We're moving on to Gwen and Art Are Not in Love. It's like queer, but like medieval. What more could you want? We have A Lady's Guide to Scandal. I just picked this up. It's okay to still be on my TBR. Then we have, okay, which one is the first one? I think The Secret Service of Tea and Treason, The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, and The League of Gentlewoman Witches. No idea which one's the first, but I have all three, which is the important part. Okay, this is also a series. A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, A Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy, and The Nobleman's Guide to Scandal and Shipwrecks. I just bought these because in one of them there's an ace character. We have the last books of the Bridgerton series. I've read the first two and then I never continued them because they're honestly not that good, but they're pretty, so I might not ever read them, but I have them. They're very slippery books. You can't even see it, but over there, like, the mess continues. I'll just go here. I'll just move my way through there. Okay. We have the entire Dune saga. I've watched the movie. That's about everything that I've done. I then, because I loved the movie, I bought the entire book series and I've never touched them. Good talk. Next up, We Fall Down. I have no idea what this is. This was one of the FairyLoot books, I think. Is it FairyLoot? No, it was a Lumi crate, wasn't it? I'm just never sure with these. It doesn't even say. I think it was in the Lumi crate one. A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. I definitely want to read this, especially since I love Divine Rivals, but I just haven't gotten to it. Moving on with a whole series I haven't read. A Deadly Education. I will read these. I have plans to read these. I have the first book twice, but I'm gonna get rid of this copy. Actually, I'm gonna put this aside right now. I don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need two copies of the same book that you haven't even read yet. I don't even know where to go next. Okay, next we have Ink Sister Scribe. I think this is some kind of dark academia. Immortal Longings. I have two copies of this. The other one is floating around somewhere here, but both of these are special editions, so I can't get rid of either. Girl math. A Dowry of Blood. This is supposed to be like a dark tale, obviously. I mean, it looks dark. No idea. The Luminaries. This one is very heavy for the fact that it's like not that big of a book, but it's heavy. Song of Silver Flame Like Night. I also have two copies of this. The second one is again floating around somewhere behind me. I'm excited for this one, but at the same time, I have no idea what to do with it and when to read it. They Both Die at the End. Not sure if I will ever be in the right mood for this, but I have the book, which is like halfway there, right? We have Galland by V.E. Schwab. No idea. This isn't even that big, but I've never been in the right mood because I don't know what it's about. So I have never wanted to read it, never wanted to pick it up. Next up, we have The House of Whispers. I bought this purely because of its piano pages, and I don't know what it's about. I just have it. I have issues. Oh my god. It's never ending. Okay, I'm gonna just move forward. We have, wait a second, I can do these in twos. We have Legendborn and Bloodmarked. Also have not touched these once since I got them. Then we have, Foul Lady Fortune and Last Violent Call by Chloe Gong. I loved these Violent Delights, so I got these, and then same with all the others. I put them away. This one's a big one. We have Winter. Look at the artwork. I am still obsessed with these editions. They are stunning. The Lunar Chronicles is what they're called, but this is the last book. And I've read every single other one of these, but I don't remember them as well because it was like years ago when they were in German. But I want to read this last one, but it's so thick. How many pages is this? 823. Wow. Ooh, the only German book on this pile, just because I have all my German TBR books at my parents' house. But this one is the second book of Vergiss mein nicht, which is by one of my favorite German authors. It's Kerstin Gier. This is amazing, and I still need to read this second book. I do. And then we have this. This is King of Scars. I took it out of the dust jacket so that it matches my Six of Crows books. I still haven't read this just because I hated the last book of Shadow and Bone, so I never wanted to pick this up again. Okay, next up, this is also a kind of newer edition, so it's fine. We have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I love The Dead Romantic, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love this one as well. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I loved Pride of the Orange Tree, so I just got this one when I was in London. So it's also not that old. It's not been here for years like some of those. Upon a Frosted Star. This is also kind of a new edition, and I have no idea what it's about, but I think it's something with stars and frost. And then sticking with Samantha Shannon, we have A Day of Fallen Night. This is the prequel to Pride of the Orange Tree, and I still haven't read this. And this is probably the book I'm most ashamed about, but look at this. Look at the size of this thing. It's just intimidating. I also have a second copy somewhere. You would, by this point, you know that I have a second copy of everything somewhere. You're all falling down. Okay, apparently we're moving on with these now, because they want to fall. Oh, this is actually kind of nice. We have Spin the Dawn and Unravel the Dusk, Asian fantasy, and I haven't read them. Violet Made of Thorns. I think this is also Asian fantasy, and I haven't read it. Not sure though. But it's so beautiful again. The Girl That Fell Beneath the Sea. Same as the one before. Iron Widow. Asian fantasy I haven't read yet. Magic Steeped and Poisoned and A Venom Dark and Sweet. Both Asian inspired fantasies that I haven't read yet. You see the pattern here? Because there is a pattern. Okay, and then I'm gonna start from the bottom. 6 Crimson Cranes. The Dragon Promise. Her Radiant Curse. This is separate from these two, but they match, and so I got this one even though I haven't read any of this. I'm not the problem here. I am pretty sure that I am not the problem. We're just gonna be finishing up the Asian fantasy section. Like, why not? The Poppy War trilogy. I have all of these books. I have not read them. And I think that is a pattern by now. We know this. We know that I don't read all the books that I have. Okay, moving on to this pile. These are most of the books that I bought in London, so not as surprised that I have them here. If I Have to Be Haunted, there is, again, a second copy somewhere behind me. Silver in the Bone. I got it. It's pretty. Move on. Body of Stars. Again, these are also pretty, and I just have to get them because they're pretty, and then I have all of these books everywhere. Fall of Ruin and Wrath. I have a love and hate relationship with Jennifer Almentrout books, so this could be incredible. It could also be horrible. We will probably never find out. We have Impossible Creatures and In the Shadow of the Wolf Queen. These are both kids' books. And I think these are the only kids' books that I have, but I have them, and they're pretty. They're also both Waterstones exclusives. The rest of the Asian fantasy ones are Daughter of the Moon Goddess and Heart of the Sun Warrior. Also a series that I have both books to, but have not started yet. I just got them because, again, they're pretty, okay? You cannot tell me that you can see a pretty book in the bookstore and not get it. Next, we have She Who Became the Sun and He Who Drowned the World. We have this one. This is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. But I got these because, obviously, Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I got these when I was reading ACOTAR, like 3 years ago, and I still have not read them. Which is a shame, but that's life. And then I have a kind of new series. Well, not new. It's The Kiss of Deception. What are they called? The Remnant Chronicles. I'm just gonna start with some of the books that are here. We have The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. I should probably read this like before Halloween. And then we have Once and Future Witches, also a witch book. I have it. That's all I can tell you about it. I don't know why I got it. I just have it. More random books that nobody knows about. We have The Poison Heart. Then we have Straight On Till Morning. I had a very short love for Peter Pan. And then we have The Bone Spindle. The Bone Spindle, I have no idea what it's about, but it looks cute and I think there's a queer romance. So again, I'm here for this. We have Cinder and Glass, Cinderella retelling. No idea if it's any good. I haven't read it yet. Thornhedge. I got this in London. It's fine, but I still have this. Midnight in the Everwoods. This is a Nutcracker retelling. Then we have Bravely. This is like a Brave, like Merida story, I think. Not sure. Then I have Painted Devils. I really enjoyed the first book, so I got the second one and then I didn't read it. And then we have the entire Prison Healer series because I cannot be stopped and I will buy the entire series before even knowing anything about the first book. We have The Adventures of Amina al-Sirafi. Pretty. Middle Eastern fantasy, I believe. Just guessing by the name. The Whispering Dark This looks like it's a gothic tale. I have no idea. The Night Circus. I've been wanting to read The Night Circus for years. Like, this was one of the first books I got when I started my Bookstagram, and I still haven't gotten around to it. Then we have The Curse of Saints. This is just really pretty, and I just own it. We have The Book Eaters. I've been wanting to read this for like a year now since it came out, and I still haven't gotten to it. And then the last one is The Restless Truth. The first one is somewhere around me, and I'm gonna find it later, but I can't tell you about it because I haven't gotten to it yet. Moving on to like vampires really quick. We have 3 books of the Vampires and Vices. I've read the first book, which is The Blood Casino, and then I never continued with the series because The Blood Casino wasn't that good, so I might still do that at some point, but yeah, not right now. We're moving on in this series. We still have Hunted by Fate and Claimed by Fate. I have to say that I'm embarrassed that I haven't read these yet because I got them as a PR package. I did read the first book and I really enjoyed it, so I'm not sure why I haven't finished them. But if you liked From Blood and Ash, then you're definitely gonna like these as well. These are fun. And then we have the entire Vampire Academy series. Whoops, don't fall. I wanted to do a video, like, reading them, but I haven't gotten around to it. I'm not very motivated to do that, so maybe not. Maybe not in the near future. Someday, probably. Some more random romance. If You, Then Me. I got this in spring because it looks like a spring romance, and then I never read it. Go figure. Ooh, we have Christmas books. We have The Mistletoe Pact, and then we have just holiday romance. That's all it's called. We have Blessed Monster. I've never seen this anywhere. I don't know why I have it. I don't know where I got it. I just have it. A Forgery of Roses. This one's very shiny. I don't like the shiny covers as much. I just don't. Incendiary. I have no idea what this is. I didn't even know I owned this book. Oh, we have Mystery of Thorn Manor. This is like a little short novella that I've never picked up, even though it's very tiny and probably only will take me like half an hour. We have The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. Next we have, this is random, we have The Dare. I don't know why it's lonely around here, but the rest of the books will be here somewhere because I've only read the first book of these. Then we have 2 classics. We have The Secret Garden and we have Frankenstein. Why, do you ask? And why haven't I read these? Because I don't want to. Moving on. These are my Cassie Clare books. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get around to these. I know a lot of people loved them. I just didn't. I don't even know where to start. This is like directly taken from my TBR card. Okay, so we have Isle of the Gods. I think this has something to do with pirates and gods. I'm not sure. And then we have Ballad and Dagger. No idea where I got this one, but I have it. And then we have The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea. And then we have Empire of the Vampire. I've just never gotten around to this one. It's just too intimidating, too heavy, too much, too all of it. We have This Vicious Grace. What's going on with my hand here? And The Clockwork Girl. No idea what either of these are about, but I have them. Now let's move on. A Multitude of Dreams. I just recently got this because I thought it was so beautiful that I had to get it. Oceans of Sand. This one is actually a copy that the author sent me. I'm gonna read this soon. We have Immortality. This is the second book. The first one is Anatomy. The Gold Between Us, also a book that was sent to me by the author. Then we have Five Survive by Holly Jackson, also very interested in reading this sooner rather than later. The Sun and the Void. I don't think I have to explain this. It's just pretty, okay? Same thing with The Book That Wouldn't Burn. It was just so beautiful, I had to grab it. The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This one is stunning and it looks cute and it gives me all the cutesy fall vibes. So I think this is the book I'm gonna pick up next because it's on my specific fall October TBR. And then we have The Walled Garden. I have no idea what this is, but I thought it was pretty, so I got it. We have Fragmented Souls, also a book that I was sent and never read. And then we have That's Left in the World. I think this is like an apocalypse story, and it's a queer one. That's all I know about it, and I like it. Gear Breakers, The Ones Who Meant to Find. This one's not sci-fi. I had no idea what this is, but I have it. Poster Girl by Veronica Roth. Not sure how I feel about this. And then we have Mindbreaker, which I just also recently got, so it's fine. We have One Dark Window. This is like a gothic tale. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna enjoy this a lot. And then I have the first 4 books of the Addicted series. I'm not gonna talk about them. I just have them. We have The Haunting Season. These are Christmas spooky short stories. The Midnight Library. Never read it. Not sure I ever will. Broken Throne. This is like the last one of The Red Queen. I've never read this. And with that, I'm gonna take a small break because my camera is overheating. Okay, so I rearranged this a little bit and I made some space so that I have more space for all of the books that I haven't read. We're just gonna continue with this one, American Royals. Next is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. Will I ever read this? Probably not, but I still have it. Next we have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. That was the other one that I hadn't read yet. Going on with some Christmassy ones, we have Christmas at the Comfort Food Cafe, which sounds cute, and then Driving Home for Christmas, which is a classic title for a Christmas book or a Christmas song. Driving home for Christmas. Then we have Maybe Someday, also Colleen Hoover. Again, not sure if I'm gonna pick this up. And then we have Taylor Jenkins Reid, and that's Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm probably gonna pick this up at some point, just never know when I feel in the mood for it, but probably when I actually try and work on my TBR, which is the plan. For the rest of the year, I will not buy books. I've said it, I've committed now. I won't buy books. The only books I will buy are pre-orders or special editions. Then we have Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Painter. We have The Hating Game, Christmas at the Island Hotel. We have An Unsuitable Match. This was like $3 at the bookstore. I got it. I don't know what it's about, but I got it in a bundle with this one. This is The Bucket List to Mend a Broken Heart. And then we have Finding Juniper. Finding Jupiter, not Juniper. It's probably cute. I just don't know yet. Sticking with romance, we have The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I think this is like very fall vibes, so definitely gonna read this soon, hopefully. And then we have Reckless by Ellie Silver. And then The Love Wager, also by Lynn Painter. Also haven't read this one yet. We're just gonna grab these. These are mostly like FairyLoot and Illumicrate editions. So we have The Last Tale of the Flower Bride, The Foxglove King. I think this is pretty much the same, like in terms of vibes, very dark. Here we got A Marvelous Light. This is the first book to the second book that's somewhere in here, and that was there at some point. I showed it to you. Oh my, haha, this is a double. I have two of these because this one is the fancy one. And then we have Spells for Forgetting. I'm not sure what this is, but it sounded nice and cool. We have Shanghai Immortals. Not sure what this is, but it's vampires and like Asian fantasy and vampires. It's vampires. I love vampires. We have Wild and Wicked Things, The Gilded Wolves. I only have the first book of this. Aren't you proud of me that I didn't get the entire series? And then we have Castle in the Bones. Okay, we have Lightlark. Then we have Hotel Magnifique, Twin Crowns. I want to pick this up. This looks so cute. Next, we have All the Stars and Teeth. I also only have the first one in that. This is a duology and I only have the first book. Aren't you proud of me? We have Dreams That Lie Beneath, also by Rebecca Ross. I've not read this, but I've had this for like years, so might as well read this soon. Next, we have The Poison Season, also pretty gorgeous. I like it. And then we have The Book of Living Secrets. I got this at my local bookstore. Every time they have a English hardback, I just have to grab it. And this was the one that time. And then we have the third book of Zodiac Academy. I didn't like the first, I didn't like the second. I don't think I will ever read this one. We have A Touch of Ruin. This is wrong. I've read both of these. I've read A Touch of Darkness and I've read A Touch of Ruin. The one I didn't read is A Touch of Malice. And then we have, by the same author, King of Battle and Blood. This is one I've actually not read, even though this is vampires, so I might actually do that soon. Stealing Home. And then we have The Play and the Risk. Then we have Bonesmith. Looks cool, sounds cool, is probably cool. These Infinite Threats, I don't know where the first book is, but I haven't read either of them. And then we have another duplicate, A Day of Fallen Night, again. So we have Here's to Us. I never got the first book. This is the second book. I never got the first one, so I obviously couldn't read it. You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince. Get it? You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince. Never Been Kissed. The Charm Offensive. Never Getting Back Together. Make You Mine This Christmas. Let's Talk About Love. I have this. I think that's all I can say about it. When London Snow Falls. Also Christmas. This Doesn't Mean Anything. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And Sorry Bro. We have Flower Heart. I think this is a sort of witchy tale. Witches Steeped in Gold. This is definitely witchy. Then we have Gods and Monsters. I struggled so much with the second book that I didn't pick up the third one. Not sure if I ever will. And then we have Together We Burn. I I have no idea what this is about. And Kingdom of the Feared. I am ashamed of myself again. There it is, This Woven Kingdom. Also by Tahara Mafi, who wrote Shatter Me. In the Lives of Puppets. This is a Pinocchio retelling. And then we have We Free the Stars. Now moving on to more books. Who would have guessed? We have all of these. We have The Cousins, You'll Be the Death of Me, and Nothing Left to Tell. All of these are probably going to be fun, but I would have to read them to figure that out. We have A Million to One. This is like a Titanic mystery, like a Titanic murder mystery, I think. Then we have Liar's Beach, also a mystery. Win, Lose, Kill, Die. This is a teen thriller. Murder on a School Night, also thriller. And This Book Kills, also a thriller. I am so on brand right now. Oh, these are so heavy. Starting with those, we have A Light in the Flame and A Soul of Ash and Blood. I am not sure if I will ever read these because I honestly hated The War of Two Queens so much that I am unsure if I will finish them. Then we have The Witch and the Vampire, which I am actually eager to get to. This Blood That Binds Us. This is stunning. We have We Free the Stars again. And then we have a whole series that I have not read yet. An Amber in the Ashes. I got the entire series because I heard that they were changing the covers of the hardcovers and I hated the new ones. So I grabbed all of these immediately. Only 2 more piles. Ugh. This is my Greek mythology pile, I think. Because we're starting out with Circe. And then we have The Silent of the Girls and The Women of Troy. The Witch's Heart. I've been wanting to pick it up, but I've never gotten around to it. We have The Immortal Games. I just grabbed this when I was in London this year, so not that bad that it's still on here. We have Seance and Timeless by Josephine Angelini. We have Pandora, Electra, Stone Blind. This is about Medusa. The Lies We Sing in the Sea. And the new Percy Jackson. I've started reading this in London when I was in the museum, and then I never continued it because I had other books to finish. And with that, we're moving to the last pile. Oh my gosh. This is not surprising I haven't read this yet. This is Wildfire, second book of Icebreaker. It's brand new. I have it, and I will read it at some point, definitely. Ooh, these belong together. We have House of Salt and Sorrow and House of Roots and Ruin. Then we have Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. This is stunning and beautiful, and I want to pick it up, just don't know when, and I'm just hoping that there's not a love triangle, because we all know Cassie Clare is the queen of love triangles. And then we have my few non-fiction books that we haven't read yet. No, I haven't read yet. Sounds fake, but okay. The podcast is incredible for this one. The Joy of Small Things, Ikigai, and Good Vibes, Good Life. Probably never gonna read this, but I have it. We have Threats That Bind. These pages are so stunning, so I love it. We've God Killer. Also, no idea what it's about, but stunning. The Heart Forger. Now, this is, I think, the 3rd book or the 2nd book of The Bone Witch. I'm not gonna finish the series. I hated The Bone Witch, but they were so pretty and they look gorgeous on the shelf, so I'm keeping them. We have The Red Scholar's Wake. I think this is sort of like science fiction-y, spaceship-ish, I don't know, but I have it. We have Forged by Blood. These edges are also very stunning and beautiful. Next up is The Drowned Woods. Beautiful book, sprayed edges. Haha, The Shadow Glass. This is also like from The Bone Witch. It's just no. And then we have Sing Me to Sleep. I am planning on reading this. I actually got this for like 99 cents on my Kindle. And now we're moving on to the last 3 books. Oh my gosh. Song of Silver Flame Like Night. I have this twice, again, because it was part of one of the Bookish boxes that I get, and so I have this twice because both of them are pretty, and one of them is signed, one of them has pretty edges, and I cannot decide what's more important to me. With This Kiss by Carrie Hope Fletcher. This is also beautiful, stunning, signed edition. It's pretty, it's perfect, it's everything I want. And then the last book, I've already talked about this, Immortal Longings, again by Chloe Gong. Pretty, gorgeous, beautiful, stunning. That was it. I am gonna count these now. I'm gonna insert the number right here. And I can already tell you that this is insane. This is an insane amount of books that I have not finished. It actually hurts me physically. It hurts me physically because now I have to put them all back on the shelves because the shelves are empty and they need filling. Literally the only shelf that still has books on them is my Sarah J Maas shelf because I've read all of them. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this little view into my life and see my lack of self-control. If you are worried and you think, Vivian, you forgot a pile of books behind you. No. I got rid of these and I just never actually got rid of them. These are the books that I was gonna donate and I never got around to donating them because I don't know when and where and how, because I live in Germany and donating books is harder than you might think it is because some libraries are just like, they have a policy where they cannot take books from you. It's strange, okay? I don't understand it, but it's a thing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you for the next video that I make with all of my books back on the shelf. I have issues. Okay, bye! This hurts me physically. Does anybody want to help me put my books back? By the time you're seeing this, I've already put the books back. I'm just gonna start now because if I don't start, I will never be done. Goodbye! Have a nice day!